All the ballers, it's Preachy. Another day, another problem has occurred. That's how we seem to be rolling these days. It's in fact my lunchtime, and I couldn't record anything at the end of last night because it actually turned into quite a big team meeting that went on for quite a few hours. We ran into the issue of our logo, like a branded logo that'll be recognisable across everything going forward as, you know, a Preach gaming product. And as we're growing into a reasonably successful brand, we set our horizons really high. Like I said, we never think short term, or I don't anyway. I've got big plans for where I want to see not just the channel but the whole Preach gaming idea of taking the best players and dropping the elitist out of it and actually doing something that can help. And we've got big plans in terms of that product. That's the Preach gaming product. So the website's part of that. I mean, these are all sort of things that are going, but the community is the main thing we're aiming for. We're aiming to pull what everyone seems to want. There's a niche in the whole gaming market at the moment to not deal with the fucking morons. That's what we're aiming at. We don't know. If I could set our tagline as "No fucking morons," that would be great. That's what we're aiming for. And so far, we've done a fucking spectacular job of doing that. A really spectacular job. I always seem to, this phrase sticks in my head of Untrill saying, "Our community is fucking awesome." He said, "I would rather have 10,000 of these than 100,000 of the average morons and idiots that post all over the internet." So what we're doing is working, and we need to keep it like that. And I think that's something we're really striving to do, and going forward, hopefully we'll grow into something that really represents that. There's other places I want to go as well, but one of the things we've been working on and talking about for a while is a logo, like a symbol that represents, you know, it's Preach Gaming, which is obviously Ghosty's department. I told you a bit about it yesterday. Ghosty was having some ideas. He sent a few over. We toyed around with the idea of including the Brofist in there, but it was actually, we sat down with Emma, Untrill, Ghost and myself last night till around about 10:30, 11 o'clock. So it was a long ass day. As he said, I was up very, very early to deal with the website issues, and then we were working last night till we finished up around about 11:15, which is when the last video went online, which was the mail from yesterday, and then finally got to bed. And we're up again doing it now. So you can see how hard we're working. We're doing everything we can to make this a possibility. And essentially to try and get into a position where it can be solely the job, because it's so enjoyable. I can't express enough how enjoyable it is, but tiredness definitely takes an effect, which is actually pretty relevant. If you watch the Reforged Light video at the end, I was just totally baffled by whether I was saying Reforged Light or Reforginator. But I tell you what, you guys try saying that continuously for 15 minutes, Reforged Light, Reforginator, and I made a mistake at the end of it, but the end of the summary and the result was still the same. But that's just generally tiredness setting in, so we need to cut that out and, you know, pick one path or the other. And the RL job is sucking arse at the moment. I would love it to be something I just fully enjoy, and hopefully bring the rest of the crew in, because we've got Untrill there who's working his balls off on the website, and he's so stressed at the moment as well. I mean, we were sort of mocking him a little bit, especially with the t-shirt designs coming out, and Ghost's done some fucking marvellous work on the t-shirt stuff. Hopefully you guys like it. Hopefully you'll pick a few up, and that'll help add towards the possibility of us being able to invest more time into doing what we do, because time is the factor at the moment. Time is such a huge, enormous factor, and the factor is money, because we haven't been TGN let us down for months. We should have been able to do so much more, but we couldn't, because TGN really let us down. And now we're signed with Curse, but YouTube is a 3 months leeway, so we won't see anything from Curse for at least 3 months. And what that will be, we don't know. So we're still relying on TGN. In fact, the big thing that's coming this week is, will TGN even pay us anything? Because we've left. I'm just waiting for nothing to come from TGN, and I'm going to have to get into some bitter fucking argument with those guys over paying. It might not happen, but the past dealings with TGN kind of says something will happen. So we'll have to wait and see. I mean, they sent an email out to all the directors, and I sent it to Untrill and to Ghost, and just said, this is why we left. And it was PayPal have put a hold on our money, so none of you will get paid for another week at least, because this month we're paying out over 5 figures. And even Untrue was to say, yeah, I bet PayPal has never seen more than 5 figures go through their books before. Are you fucking kidding me? Is that as a reason? Who is believing this stuff? Really? Oh, PayPal's gone up 5 figures? Well, that affects everything. PayPal doesn't give a shit. They love 5 figures. They take a percentage of what gets paid out. They love fucking 5 figures. 5 figures. They fucking love it. 5 figures? Awesome. 5 figures, bring it on. They're not a bank. They don't close at the weekend. In fact, he said you might get paid on Monday or Friday or Monday. I was like, PayPal doesn't close at the weekend. It's a fucking website. It's automated. They don't close at the fucking weekend. Oh man, it was retarded. So we'll wait and see on that, because I need to be paying towards Unreal. I need to be paying towards Ghost for his time, because Ghost is in work. So what Ghost is doing, his graphics design stuff is at work. He's got graphical setup Macs that he uses for his design stuff, and basically he's going in early to work on stuff, then he's working all day, and then as soon as his dinner hits, he's not taking dinner, he's working on website stuff, and he's getting nothing back from that in terms of monetary stuff, which he should be, because it's his time. So we're hoping that along with Curse and some other stuff we'll get there. But enough about fucking money and that shit. Let me get back to the logo idea. So we were tossing around ideas, and actually the sad part of this is Emma stumbled across on an idea, and that pisses me off. It does, because it was a really good idea. And then we had this, we're going to show it on the website probably. I think I saw something about Unreal today. I woke up this morning, the website was up, but it was having errors. And Unreal posted in chat, I'm taking chat offline and I'm going to rebuild the website. Now, I haven't been able to speak to him directly because he's working at the moment in Holland, which is the hard part of the stuff we do, is we're working internationally. And Unreal, I think he's thinking to himself, fuck it, I'm going to do it all from scratch. I don't know about that one, Steph. I don't know about that one, Steph, at all. But we'll have a chat and see what he thinks. If we can't find the thing that's causing the error, it's nothing to do with hosts, by the way. I know you guys have been posting loads of stuff in the comments about hosts. It's nothing to do with our host. It's something we've done on the website that's causing an infinite loop. Some sort of script or something that's causing an infinite loop that's just racking up the processing power on their servers, on the host servers. And rightfully so, we're crashing other websites while we do this. When it goes wrong and the server starts having issues, that means we're also crashing other websites that are on their servers. So they're quite rightly taking our site down. Live and learn. As I said in the chat this morning to the guys who are on there, and God bless you guys who were chilling on the chat, is essentially, I prefer this to happen now. And I said this to Unreal as well, because Unreal was getting so pissed, because it's his work. He takes a lot of pride in it as well. He said to me the other day, Mike, I want you to know I really love this. And I'm like, it's cool, man. It's cool. And he takes so much pride in the website and the development it's getting. And to see it collapse because of something that he doesn't know how to solve, because he's not a fully trained webmaster or anything like that, or a web developer. This is what he's put together in his own free time. It's taken him 6 months to build this website from scratch. He didn't know anything about it, and he's done a pretty fucking marvellous job, I think you'll agree. So that's the stage with the website. He said, I think he's thinking about just rebuilding it from scratch. And so I'll have a chat with him when I can on that and see what's going on. So getting back to the logo idea, we were tossing around tons of ideas, and Ghost was actually busy. So it was me, Emma, and Unreal. We were just looking at various things. Ghost had sent over, and they said we don't think you should include the Brofist in the logo because it cheapens it, and it's something very special for the fans, between us and the fans. And I took that on board. I was like, okay, cool. I can see your point. I'm happy with that. So we said, what should we do with the logo? Well, the letters PG, Preach Gaming, should be something along those lines. Mainly, I always came back to what I taught at university. I studied business at university. Is a logo of your company or brand or whatever should be the simplest thing it can possibly be. It should be so simple it can be just seen and recognisable. Overly complex logos don't really work because they're almost a theme. You don't want that. Your symbol should look at McDonald's. Okay, it's a red box with a golden M. Recognisable across the world over, incredibly simple, and everyone knows what it means. Just that stupidly little commonplace symbol really easy. Same with Pepsi, Burger King, whatever it might be. You know instantly what it is. So we started tossing around this idea of PG. We looked at the rating symbol. We took some inspiration from MLG. If you don't know what MLG is, that's Major League Gaming. And basically, they toyed off the idea of Major League Baseball, Major League Football, Major League everything that is in the US has the red and blue with a silhouette of what's going on. And MLG sort of copied from that idea for Major League Gaming and put a PlayStation pad over it. And I said it needs to be something like that, something people are going to recognise with and connect with, but also it's ours and it makes sense to us. So we were tossing around lots of ideas that came with PG, and we had ideas like one that I particularly liked, which was vetoed by the rest of the crew, was if you buy a DVD and it has parental guidance on it, it's got like the yellow triangle with the PG letters in it, and modifying that some way to add some sort of gamer tag to it and that kind of stuff. And we tried it out with a few guys and they all recognised the symbol. We weren't aware of how international that symbol is, but it turns out it is, like PG-13, things like that. Rated PG was another logo, and I sort of took this inspiration of it maybe being the triangle was actually a road sign, and the new intro being something about going up to this road sign and knocking it off. We are going to be changing the intro to Breach Gaming as well, to include breachgaming.com essentially. The guy who made the original Breach Gaming intro wasn't Unreal, it was another chap, but I haven't spoken to him in such a long time. Unreal can produce something equally as good anyway. So I liked this idea of us travelling along a road in a storm and hitting this sign or something like that. I had a lot of ideas on that, but the guys were like, no, it doesn't really work. And we're not really rated PG, although we do have a lot of swearing, mature language and stuff like that. And that's where I was sort of going with it. That's the path I chose, but the guys were like, no, I don't really like it. And then Emma was toying around other ideas of symbols, and literally she just sat at the PC and she was just typing in different ideas that were coming into her head. And she landed on something that made me go, that's pretty cool actually. And then we started talking about it, and Ghost got online as well. And we were starting to combine stuff with a D-pad to try and give it that sort of idea. And Ghost rightly pointed out, well, D-pads are consoles, we don't really touch consoles. And then we landed on something else, another idea, and then it was Ghost and Emma, between the two of them, came up with this idea, and it was like, I like that, that works. And so Ghost is doing something with that tonight, and we should have a meeting after my raid. I've got a raid tonight, and we'll get to that story in a short moment. That we both agreed, that's cool. We're happy with that. So hopefully we'll have the logo done soon, and we'll possibly put up some ideas on the website about it as well. What I'm doing right now, I'm on my dinner. I've just been working this morning. Not only is Emma going to pay for our wedding venue, I'm getting married as well, pretty much about a year today, if not a little bit less, at some point in May. Check me out, I don't even know the date I'm getting married, I just got to be there, I know that much. Emma's going to pay, so we've got to start paying for the venue for the wedding. So Emma's really excited about that. She's done loads of work on it. Essentially she's organising it. She asked me to organise some things, and then I said the most simple answer: Emma, don't ask me to organise anything, because I've no problem organising anything. I'll organise whatever you want. If you're just going to basically keep checking on it and sticking your nose in and trying to get some input, you know, and basically telling me what you want, I said, you might as well just do it yourself. And she was like, no, I see your point. She said, I wish you would be more involved, but at the same time I understand why you being involved is actually just a nightmare for her. So I'm like, it's your big day. I mean, I consider us married now. I'm not trying to be awful, but we've been together 10 years. The actual signing of the fucking certificate doesn't mean a whole great deal to me. I mean, I consider myself married now. You know, I haven't had eyes for another woman in well over in 10 years. Just, it's so weird, the change when you meet somebody you want to be with forever. Is when you meet stunning, beautiful girls. Don't mean a fucking thing. It's just like whatever. I'm not asked. It means nothing to me. Or, you know, you meet other women, it's just like fucking couldn't give a shit. Really couldn't give a shit. I've got my woman, and I'm fucking more and more than ever happy with her, believe me. So the wedding's more her thing, but we're starting to pay for that now. It's in the final year, so we're looking forward to doing that. But what happened, why I'm on the road at the moment on my dinner, and why I'm not working on YouTube, which is what I usually spend my dinners doing, well, I am really. I'm recording the IRL video, so, you know, I'm doing everything I possibly can to make the best use of my time, is my keyboard is now completely fucked. My keyboard has been breaking for a long time. Like, I can't even express to you enough how long my keyboard has been breaking. It's been breaking for a while. I didn't realise, it's one of those things, like, guys, you'll totally associate with this one, is you can put up with some shit before you actually bother to go and pay for a replacement. I will put up with a lot of shit if I can find a way around it. So the first one is the 6 key broke. Well, how often do I use the 6 key? And I can use it on the numpad, so I found a way around it and that was fine. And then my 2 key, which was actually my Devastate key as a protection warrior. I've had this keyboard for ages. Ghost bought me this keyboard. It's a Microsoft Advanced keyboard, and it worked really, really well. And the 2 key got stuck permanently down, but if you pressed it hard enough, it still worked. So I was like, well, I can press it hard enough, and on my Warlock it's corruption. I don't need to press it that often, you know, every few seconds maybe. But it used to be my Devastate key, which I spam constantly on my Warrior. So it's understandable that key broke. And I didn't realise how bad my keyboard had got until my family was around. We had my brother, we had Booser. It was great to see him as well. Ghost and Sam and Steph couldn't be there, but we had quite a lot of people around at the house, and we were all in the studio, and we were on the couch and we'd set up the PlayStation and we were playing some classic games like Altered Beast, Sonic, Alien Storm. We had like the Mega Drive's old school collection on the go, so we were all playing those games. And my brother was working on my PC, and I said, dude, this keyboard is wrecked. It's so bad. And I'm like, oh. It's like, you've no idea how bad this keyboard is. I do. He said, you've put up with it for so long, you've really no clue. And I'm like, well, sometimes some of the keys don't respond, you know, but if I press them again, it'll work. Shit like that. He's like, no, you need a new keyboard. I'm like, oh, okay. So today is the day. So I'm actually debating in my mind right now between, I want a Razer keyboard so it all matches up more than anything. I mean, the difference between getting a Razer, a SteelSeries, or a Rotec, or whatever, it's not that much. I mean, sure, some people have preferences in style. I actually personally love the Razer style. I always have. And plus, I've got the Megalodon and the Goliathus and the Naga. So I kind of want something to match it up. So I'm debating between the Anansi and the Lycosa. Now you might be thinking to yourself, but the Anansi is better, it's the more expensive one, it's got the shift modifiers. I don't need the shift modifiers. I don't need the extra modifier keys. I don't need those for any game. I think that's unnecessary. I mean, especially when you combine it with a Razer Naga. Fucking hell, if you've got that many keybinds, you're probably overdoing it somewhere. But I actually really like the look of the Lycosa, but on the place I'm going to is actually a mecca for gamer hardware, and I wanted to test it out first. I mean, I'm looking for 2 main things. One, a keyboard that looks cool, and a keyboard that is really quiet. The quieter the keyboard, the better, which is why I'm not going for the Black Widow. There's a Black Widow Ultimate Stealth Edition, which is apparently a really quiet mechanical keyboard. If that was available anywhere in the world, I would buy that. But it's not even available on Razer's website. It's not available anywhere. Because Ghost got the Black Widow Ultimate, and I love that fucking keyboard. It feels so good. Oh my god, it felt like sex on my hands. But the problem with it is it's so fucking loud, and as you guys know, I record a lot of gameplay while I'm playing. And for the sake of a keyboard, I can't sacrifice doubling the amount of time it takes me to produce a gaming video, purely so I can play through a dungeon, then voice over it afterwards. And it loses the feel of what you guys have come to know as my style of doing things, which is, you know, getting into there and saying, holy shit, did you see that? That will be lost in after production voiceover. So I don't want to do that either. So I'm going for a quiet keyboard. I do want a mechanical keyboard. I would love to get the Black Widow Ultimate Stealth, but you just cannot get hold of it. And I need a keyboard type now this month, really. Considering I just got paid. I mean, it's one of the things, I've just got paid, and I know I want to get one this month. I might as well get it now. There's no point in waiting. So I'm toying between the Lycosa and the Anansi. The only difference is on the website of the place I'm going to, there's an Anansi standard gaming keyboard. Not an Anansi, a Lycosa gaming keyboard. which comes backlit and all that stuff, which looks cool. And there's also one called the Lycosa Unstoppable, which has much better photographs of what it looks like. Now, the style is important. I want my keyboard to look cool as well as be comfortable, which is why I'm going to the store, because I checked on Razer's website and it looks like the Lycosa is actually only one version and there is no such thing as a Lycosa Unstoppable. In which case, if it's what I think it is on the normal Lycosa pictures, I'm not going to be too impressed. I'm probably not going to pick it up and go for the Anansi. The other aspect of this is the Anansi has higher keys that are proper push down, whereas the Lycosa has sort of flattish keys, which can risk sometimes you're pressing two keys at once. If your micro is slightly off, which happens to us all, you can press two keys at once if the keyboard is relatively flat. So that's another feature that I'm looking out for and taking into mind. So what I'm going to do is head to the store, which has them demonstration models. Guys, they don't really want me to film in here. So I'm being super sneaky. But they've got a whole Razer section. Check it out. So, check it out. There's the Lycosa. Now, the Lycosa Unstoppable, as I said. This feels too flat, you know. There's the Black Widow. That feels lovely, but you see how fucking loud it is. There's the Anansi. I don't think there's even a choice. It feels so nice. Holla ballers, what's going on? Last entry for today. Just finished raiding with Method. I actually got some items, which was decent, man. Hopefully I'll get some nice DPS improvements. I got a wand, I got a trinket. I can't fucking believe it. I'm no longer using trinkets that I got from Heroic Dungeons 5-mans. Unbelievable. I was so chuffed when they were like, yeah, you could take that. I was like, what? Are you kidding me? No way. And it was really decent. And I got that, and I got the Heroic tail legs, and I got some off-spec shoulders as well. So, all in all, pretty fucking good run. Definitely a big upgrade. It got me like 8 item levels or something crazy. Really good. It's 10:30, and I've just finished putting together the Disc Priest video, and that's rendering now. That's going to be rendering for about an hour or so, and then hopefully I'll be able to upload it before I finally crash out. But I wanted to show you a couple of things. I did get a new keyboard. Now it's going to get dark in here, so I apologise if the camera goes a little bit iffy. I got the Razer Anansi at the end of the day. It just felt so good. I actually preferred the Black Widow. I really preferred the Black Widow. Just the feel of the Black Widow is so good. But it was too damn loud, so when I'm recording videos, you guys are just going to hear... I mean, I hammer my keyboards anyway, so I went with the Anansi. So it's going to get a little dark in here. Sorry, I'm sorry about this, guy. See, but check that out! Yeah, that shit looks badass, right? You know it. You know it looks cool. Put the camera on. Yeah, check that shit out. So elite. Absolutely love it. And you're wondering why it's so dark in here? Well, this is what I do to relax. So the video's rendering. I've just finished raiding. I need to sort of chill out, and this is what I do. Is I get the couch all nice and empty. I turn the lights off, and I stick some StarCraft 2 streams just on the monitor there, and I just chill on the couch. And Emma's gone to the cinema. Am I making myself really bright? Can I turn that off? Yeah, Emma's gone to the cinema with her friends, and so I'm literally alone. Nice relaxed period. Just chill out on the couch, just watch some StarCraft 2 while that renders. I've only been able to do part 1 of the Disc Priest video because I had the raid and I was working and blah 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 blah. So I'm going to do part 2 tomorrow. The YouTube views are currently bugged. I don't know if you've noticed that. Everybody's widespread across all of YouTube has the same bug. They're just not updating. Like yesterday's video had 400 views compared to the usual sort of 1,000 for a mailbox, maybe, and 2,000 in a week or so. But it's only so it's no big deal, guys. I know some of you sent me PMs saying, "Bridge, no one's watching your videos." They are. You don't ever see a video with like 400 views and like 60 thumbs up. That's just numerically impossible according to the way YouTube works. So nothing to worry about there either, guys. So I'm going to chill on the couch, have a nice relaxing hour while that video renders, get it uploaded, and just totally chill out. Alright guys, you have a great evening. I'll speak to you later.